Should have said New South Wales.
Where are you going tomorrow, Muskin?
Cobra.
The police will thank you. It's good to keep them as well.
What are you suggesting?
You're not telling us something. You're in trouble, eh?
Yeah. I'm in a fair bit of trouble now.
What did you like most about it, Neil, tonight?
Nil. Probably 30-0. Given we've been conceding a few points, it's been a focus of us to of our team to defend a bit better, and we did that tonight. So.
Disappointed you couldn't put more on them?
Oh, look, you can say that, parts of the game, but, again, we got a bit excited at times and probably could take some better options. But look, overall, I thought our commitment, we got down the field, we got down that end of the field well on the back of some good carries, particularly our forwards were going forward, getting good metres. Maybe we should have scored a few more points in the game. We started the best start we've had for the season, a committed start, an aggressive start with our defence and with our carries, and that set up the game. We need to work on things. There's no doubt we need to be a bit better. We won't get the luxury down there against the Broncos next week. We know what we're up for. It's a derby game, big crowd, so we're looking forward to that. But that's next week. We'll savour this. It's been a while since we've had a win, and we'll take the 30-0.
Is there a sense of relief, I guess?
Oh, no. Relief. It's good to see the side fire and play to their ability for parts of that game. And you can say that, well, the first stint was very good for us. There was patches of play throughout the game where you say, well, that's what we need to do and what we can do. And from that, there's confidence. There has been a sense of frustration of how, going back to the Melbourne game, our last home game here, that we had 5 try-scoring opportunities. We couldn't put one over the line. We got desperate defence got us every time, or poor execution. So I think we really played well at the start of the game, set ourselves up for a comfortable win in the end, but we know there's room for improvement and we need to improve.
Rob can't seem to catch a break.
No, unfortunately he's got a knee injury there, but we don't know how serious around the kneecap, but we've got Michael Morgan and maybe Ray Thompson coming back next week, but it looks like he won't be right next week.
Will he have scans at all?
Or? Oh, he'll get, the medical team will look after him, he'll get scanned tomorrow.
What did you make of his performance up until he...
Look, I thought he was sharp on that right edge to start the game, a couple of nice kicks and taking the line on, and and that's what we expected. His Q Cup form's been good as well, but so it's unfortunate he's got caught there and hurt his leg.
Matty, that was the start you needed, wasn't it, tonight, after 3 straight losses?
Definitely. I think just our completion rate in that first 20, like Neil said, we came out with a fair bit of aggression. We were making good yards up the middle of the field, and we were executing our plays, and that was the difference.
About 170 metres or so for yourself. That must have been good to get back into that tonight.
Yeah, look, Jimmy and I think we're definitely working on that part of our game. That's our job, to provide momentum. I thought he was outstanding. Scotty Bolton's been good for us as well. We've probably only had one game where we against the Knights where we haven't really made some good yards down the middle. I think just our completions and our defence has been letting us down a bit. The first 20 minutes we definitely fixed those parts up.
Matt, was it a case of sticking at it after the 3 losses, or were there things you had to change in the last week or so?
No, we didn't change much. We've just got to be better at what we've been working on. Like I said, just the little parts of our games, our completions, our ends to sets. Definitely our completions have been killing us the last few games. And tonight, we were lucky to get away with a few. I thought we could still got a fair bit of improvement in us.
Do you think Jimmy's performances, that was a good reminder for the test selectors?
I hope so, mate. For us, the focus has been on getting the wins. We can't really think about rep footy when you're 1 from 4. So, tonight's a step in the right direction. I thought, Jimmy was outstanding. Got through a mountain of work. Don't see any reason. He didn't do himself any harm.
Neil, apparently pleasing for Tariq, mate. He got some more minutes tonight.
Yeah, look, I thought he was strong carries, staying on his front and putting a fair bit of pressure on with his defence. Look, that's great for him to. He's enjoying starting a game and getting out there, and I thought it was a good performance, and he'll build on the back of that.
Apparently, it's been Apparently, it's like been 4 years since a team with a 4-1 record has made the finals or something like that. So what is it?
2009.
2009. 1 and 4.
1 and
1 and
3.
4. Well, no, 1 and 4, isn't it? If you lost
Yeah,
at
if you
9.
lose.
Is it too early in the year? Sorry. Anyway.
Thanks, Mubs.
Yeah, that's it.
No, we said 4 and 1.
1 and 4. 1 and 4. Anyway, mate, it's too early in the year to be talking about must-win games, or did you feel that you really had to get a result tonight?
Well, I know it is early to go must-win, but you're playing at home, and you're a pretty healthy squad. You'd like to think you're going to win a game. I mean, we go into every game expecting to win. So you get disappointed when you don't play to your potential more than anything. And we've been below par with the squad we've got. Now, that's not life-threatening, but it's it's an individual commitment to being a little bit better. And you saw glimpses of that tonight. But we're realists about it. We're still there's a way to go with us, that's for sure. But we showed signs tonight what we're capable of. And we'll need to be on our game next week. It's a big game for us. Broncos, we're looking forward to those games all the time, and they did a good job on the Titans. They, I think, 22 points in the second half. It was a great effort for the last 40 minutes. So we know we're going to be up against a side that will be approaching the game with a bit of confidence on the back of that win.
Comfortable with the decision to start Rory?
Yeah, look, I was. I think he does a lot of work around the ruck and good defensive play, and I thought he played out of dummy half okay for us. So I was happy with that, and then Mitch could come on and spark us up a little bit too. So happy with his efforts tonight.
The Broncos seem to like derbies. They were pretty good last night, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Look, they're a little bit. The talker backs the wall, and they've one win, and they're in the same boat as us, I suppose. It hasn't been been a great start for clubs, but there's 8 teams with 1 win. I mean, half the competition, and Parramatta toppling Cronulla. Like there's games every week. St George beating the Sharks last week at home. Like the games like that. If you're not on your game and focused and holding the ball and playing to your ability, you get rolled because the other side turns up and you can't go with them. We showed that against the Knights. We weren't in that game once they got possession, and we don't want to go back to that. We need to be on. Most weeks, and you accept you're not going to win every game, but you need to be in the contest, and that's what we were tonight. We know we can be better, but we'll take the 30.
Do you feel you're comfortable against them, Neil? Sorry, I guess you knocked them out last year, and I think you got them at Suncorp last year. I think they had a goal in the last year.
Yeah, well, that's last year. Yeah, that's irrelevant to us really. Other than our players like playing at Suncorp. It's the same as their players say they come up here to a derby game. You just like playing those games. The boys look forward to that contest. So, I'm not sure they will again.
I was just going to say, you've played the Broncos at different times of the year. Do you prefer to play them at any specific time of the year? Is opening the season against them good, or late in the year? Or
look, opening the season's great, but any time we come up against them, it's always a game we look forward to. They're tough games, and they showed last night what a quality side they are. I think again, on the back of a good win against the Titans, no doubt there'll be a massive crowd down at Suncorp, and we're going to have to be a lot better than we were tonight, that's for sure.
Neil Khalifa probably improved markedly on last week. Is he making life difficult as far as just slotting Ash straight back in there?
Oh yeah, sure, and that's I'm pleased he's doing that, and that's we want him to be playing good footy, and I thought he was tremendous in the air. He took some great kicks, and I think his carries were strong, and he's looking to be involved. So it's great for the kid that he's come in and built on the back of last week, and he's done that. And we'll have to make a decision about Ash. I mean, Ash has never let anyone down, but he's still got rib injury, and we'll just have to see how it is.
Do you agree with that you have to play a bit better to beat Brisbane?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think anyone watching that game would see that compared to last night's game, where how Broncos were, that we're going to need to improve, considering we're going down there. And we're realists about that, and we'll certainly work on it.
Thank you.
Thanks.